The Quilting Book Basic Quilting Supplies. These are the tools that you'll want to have on hand to ensure you can complete the building block sampler. They're great tools to have on hand just in general in your sewing journey. These are truly the basics. So we're going to start off with one of our most important tools, rotary cutters. I love this one so much that I have two of them in different colors, but there are styles like this. There are nice heavy metal ones. There are ones that have a side grip. So if you have arthritis, you can more easily cut your fabric. There are lots of different rotary cutters. A 45 millimeter is standard, but we'll get into the different sizes a little bit later and talk about some of the details related to rotary cutters. Another item that you'll want is some kind of snips. These are a little bit more robust than most snips. These are a pair of Fiskars. I've had these for a little while now. I really like them. They're perfect for nipping threads. They have the spring action, so they're easy on my hands and wrists, and they're very sharp. So if I need to clip a little corner of fabric, or when I did my rag quilt, I used these. Excellent. But there are also snips like this that have a different style spring action, and these ones actually have a little specialty hook tip on them, so you can actually use these to nip your seams as well. But you want to have some kind of thread snips on hand for all the little bits and bobs that we'll be nipping. You'll also want to have a seam ripper on hand. This is my fancy one from Modern American Vintage. I absolutely love it. I just realized that light is real bright behind me, guys. Let's see if there we go. It's a little bit better. So this one is my fancy one. I mostly keep it in my hand sewing kit. I don't use it super often. This is the one that I use all the time. I feel like I'm showing makeup off to you guys. You know, those fancy people like put their hand behind it. But I'm showing you quilting tools. So this is the Clover one. I recommend this for all of my beginning quilting students. It sits in your hand really nicely. It's super sharp, and I'm going to show you guys a little trick with this seam ripper and your machine using kind of a third hand to really slice those seams quickly. You'll want to have some kind of thimble. I have several different ones. This one happens to be a metal one, and this one's a silicone one. A leather one is also a really nice option. There are a billion and one different style thimbles out there, and you can just keep trying until you find the one that's right for you. If you can't find one that's right for you, like I have acrylic nails, there is a product called ThimTech where you can custom make your own thimble each and every time that you need one. Excellent product, and it's great for us girlies with nails. Now, you'll also want a Hera marker. This one is my one from Modern American Vintage. They make all handcrafted wood tools. It's got a really nice edge on it, but this is the one that I had before. It's just a plastic one. This is probably what you've seen most often, and they both work equally as well. It's just a marking tool to use when you don't want to use a marking pen that might leave some kind of shadow or echo or fluid on your quilt. So you definitely want to have a Hera marker. Excellent tool. Also really good in foundation paper piecing to help you crease your edges or use as a press in a pinch, but just in a pinch. You will want a variety of threads. I would say most importantly though, some kind of neutral. I happen to really like Aurifil, particularly their 50 weight for piecing, and I usually use, this is 5021. Oops, let me get it to focus. Or I use Dove Gray, which I think is 2021. Some kind of neutral in a 50 weight is what you'll want for your piecing, and eventually you'll want several different threads because we're going to be quilting and binding, and we're going to get into it. There's going to be a lot of, there's a whole video on thread. Lot to dissect there. You're going to want a variety of needles. I got this pack from Somo. I think it was called like Every Needle You Ever Need, and it also came with like a little tin of beeswax. I would say The most important needles are going to be a milliner's needle and a sharp's needle, but we're going to do an entire video just about needles and the importance of having the correct needle for the job. You'll also want to have some glass head pins on hand. These ones happen to be from Somo as well. And you'll want glass head because you can press right over top of them with your iron and you won't cause a lick of damage to them. They also tend to be finer, so they glide into your fabric much more easily than other style pins. But there are so many different pins out there, and we'll talk more about those in a later video. You'll also want to have some basting pins on hand. These are a curved safety pin, and you're going to use them to baste the layers of your quilt together. If you don't know what that means yet, don't panic. We're going to talk about that too, but you'll want some kind of basting pin because we will make use of those later on. You will also want a nice big ruler. I would say probably the standard size is 6.5 by 24. This happens to be an 8.5 by 24. I have every size under the sun, and we're going to talk about all the different sizes of rulers and all their different uses in another video. But definitely have a 6 or 6.5 by 24 would be excellent to start your quilting journey. You'll also want some kind of rotary mat. Rotary cutters, rotary blades are very sharp, and you need a mat so that you're not slicing into whatever is underneath your fabric. So I have a very big one here on my cutting counter. This is a travel size that folds up, easy to take with you. I would say there's about 4 standard sizes of rotary mat. Doesn't matter what size you have. I would say the most practical is 24 by 36, but as long as you have a rotary cutting mat, you will be all set. Those are your basic quilting supplies from the Quilting Book. Join me for our next video where we are going to discuss cutting tools. I'll see you there.